Good afternoon. My name is Scott Hicks, and I'm Director of the Teaching and Learning Center. Welcome to today's webinar, Educating for Sustainability and Beyond. I'm joined today by Olivia Sadler.
Hello there, this is Olivia Sadler. I am currently a research assistant in the Teaching and Learning Center in Sustainability, and I'm very excited to be here with you guys today.
This presentation summarizes the purpose, method, results, and implications of our collaborative research project, a survey of environmental attitudes and knowledge of university undergraduate students for the purpose of faculty development and teaching and learning for sustainability. By sharing our findings, we hope that you will be inspired to emphasize environmental sustainability in your courses, partnering with the TLC to design or redesign courses, classes, and learning activities for sustainability. Our research was approved by the University Institutional Review Board and has been funded by the Office for Sustainability. First, we want to give you some context for the survey and the research that we'll present to you today. We're working from the acceptance, the premise that climate change is causing significant and irrevocable impacts to human society. The science is clear. NASA measurements document catastrophic sea level rise and global warming across the planet. The UN's Intergovernmental Science and Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services finds significant levels of extinction and pollution, showing how nature is struggling in a way to support human life. And the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change describes profound impacts the world over that will require incredible reinvestments and reimaginations of human life. However, so many surveys show that many people lack environmental knowledge or embrace anti-environmental attitudes. Today, students need comprehensive understandings of science and the humanities to respond to this complex global problem. Students need to be able to think critically and act ethically with sensitivity to both human communities and the biosphere. These are complex problems, and it will require our students to have complex skills and knowledge. Centers for teaching, like the Teaching and Learning Center here at UNCP, are uniquely situated to help higher education promote environmental knowledge and attitudes given their focus on supporting faculty, promoting faculty and student partnerships, and assessing teaching and learning.
All right, when we look at the participants for this study, we saw that we got 180 UNCP undergraduate students to currently participate. The gender distribution also reflected our current campus. Along with class level, we had a pretty even distribution throughout, but still leaning pretty heavily towards first year students. Next slide, please. Looking at the materials that we use to measure both the attitudes and knowledge of our undergraduate campus is we first looked at the NEPR, or the New Environmental Revised Paradigm. It was a 15-question self-report survey on a 5-point Likert scale, with 1 being strongly disagree, 3 being neutral, and then 5 strongly agree. And then we also used the NEETF Roper 2000, which has been used nationally to measure environmental knowledge. And it was a 12-item questionnaire asking questions, of course, related to knowledge of the environment. There were 5 possible answer choices, and we personally added in an option called I don't know, just so this wouldn't skew the results that we needed to see, and also to give students a chance to recognize what they don't know about environmental knowledge and how we can fix it as a campus. All right, next slide, please. All right, so when looking at our results, we found a few interactions that did hold significance that pretty much said that environmental attitudes and environmental knowledge were connected, in the sense that higher environmental knowledge correlated with more positive environmental attitudes. And one of the strongest examples we had is when students were asked about positive attitudes regarding balance of nature. Looking at the results for our environmental attitudes, we found that our sample had just more strongly neutral attitudes towards the environment, with scoring about a 3.56 on average. So this means it can kind of be pushed either way. So when we look at possible interventions we can use, we want to definitely push it more towards the positive, and we're already on a good track to be there with leaning towards more of the higher end of neutral attitudes. All right, next slide, please. And then finally, we get to look at the results of knowledge. Our average score in our sample was a 6.8 out of 12. Now, just as a quick reminder, a passing score for this measure is a 9 or above, and only 23% of participants passed, so to say. The most missed questions within our sample was regarding to pollution and how pollution works, distribution of waste within the US, environmental benefits that can currently help, and then of course, in-use environmental resources. So example of this would be, what is our sourcing for electricity? Are we using renewable sources? So on and so forth. The best answered question, or the questions with the most correct reporting back, was actually animal science, and then also identifying environmental agencies within the US. The question identified as answering the most like, I don't know, was what is the primary benefit of wetlands? So, yes. All right, next slide, please.
So the study's confirmation of a correlation between environmental attitudes and environmental knowledge reinforces for us a two-pronged approach to intervening for sustainability in higher education. We want to teach for knowledge as well as for attitude, knowing that the two are crucial to activating changed behaviors. What's more, the study's finding of neutral to negative environmental attitudes and insufficient environmental knowledge provides a data-driven basis for campus-wide interventions. We know that the interventions that we wish to do are needed because we have the data, the basis on which to justify those interventions. As we think about the interventions that we would wish to implement, we first want to say that the intervention should acknowledge and embed the interplay of knowledge, attitude, and intention. Knowledge provides a basis for understanding challenges and opportunities, and attitudes motivate behavior. We also believe that it is important to help create supportive communities, because supportive communities support positive attitudes and impactful behavior, as the research in sustainability and education show. What's more, interventions should attend to race, class, and gender. Previous research shows that gender shapes reception of environmental knowledge and subsequent attitudes and action. Previous research also demonstrates the correlation of environmental harms and racially and socioeconomically marginalized communities, that is, environmental injustice. On our highly diverse, racially and socioeconomically campus, in a community that has suffered some environmental injustice, we believe that it's important that we attend to race, class, and gender as we help students come to new understandings and new attitudes about sustainability. Finally, interventions should engage students in classes, courses, and programs beyond environmental studies and sciences. At UNCP, for example, interventions might focus on general education courses, given that program objectives state that students will demonstrate an understanding of how human activity affects the natural environment and make informed judgments about science-related topics and policies. What's more, the general education program holds as one of the dispositions that students will be able to demonstrate environmental sensitivity. Given that these courses take place across a range of disciplines, we believe that our intervention should engage students in classes, courses, and programs beyond those that they might typically encounter environmental or sustainability material. We want to close this presentation by giving an invitation to you as a faculty member at UNCP who teaches courses. We want to be able to close the loop and implement interventions for sustainability, so we're reaching out to you. Please share with us activities or assignments that you use in your classes that engage sustainability, so that we can share them campus-wide. What's more, please share with us activities or assignments that you use that do not engage sustainability, so that we can partner with you and redesign them for sustainability. In this way, we can create a wealth of resources that can be shared campus-wide and engage students with sustainability material across their college career. It's a wonderful way, too, for you to work in partnership with students and faculty as you make your classes more sustainable. As you do this work, please take advantage of funding opportunities to develop these activities and assignments and redesign your syllabi. You could apply for a grant for excellence in teaching and learning, or a grant for syllabus transformation, and through your application, receive funding and support from the Teaching and Learning Center to help you do the work that you intend to do. To learn more, visit our website. To learn more about the references on which this presentation is based, we've created a Google Doc. You can access this Google Doc so long as you're signed in using your UNCP credentials. And if you need help using those credentials, please click on the link from Do It. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or would like to discuss sustainability further, please contact us by email. Olivia, thanks for being a part of this presentation.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And also feel free to email me also if you have any questions about the materials, data, or just the literature. All right. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Have a great day.